Tomochika felt delighted as she could see the city of Hanabusa from the beginning forest, resembling a Japanese town. She asked Yojiri to practice, thinking he must be tired after using his powers to defeat monsters and bandits. Unbeknownst to Tomochika, Yojiri had been calmly strolling, not fatigued at all. Tomochika assumed Yojiri's power had limits, but as it turned out, his strength was boundless. Yojiri and Tomochika headed towards the city, and Mokomoko appeared, surveying the surroundings. Tomochika noticed a massive hotel, recommended by Celestina. They decided to stay there temporarily, admiring the impressive establishment. Suddenly, Tomochika's classmate, Yuki, greeted her with 5 girls in tow, expressing relief at her well-being. Tomochika believed all sage candidates were training in the beginning forest. Yuki parted ways with the other candidates, considering leveling up inefficient. A girl named Erika sarcastically remarked about Tomochika being overly familiar with Yuki, claiming they were classmates. Another girl praised Yuki for handling someone rude like Erika, suggesting that people like Yuki were fit to be kings. Tomochika and Yojiri were surprised by Yuki's entourage. Yuki introduced the girls as his guards, chosen from his best slaves. Erika, the seemingly arrogant girl, was the 5th guard. Stephanie was the 4th. Chelsea the 3rd. Euphemia the 2nd. And Riza was the chief guard. They all appeared to dislike Tomochika. Irritated, Tomochika asked Yuki to stop treating her as an enemy. Yuki couldn't be harsh with women and asked his guards to remain silent. Yojiri reminded Tomochika that Yuki was a classmate who left her on the bus. Although Yojiri didn't know Yuki's acquired power, he noticed Yuki's excessive confidence. Tomochika mentioned that Yuki had always been surrounded by many girls, making him narcissistic. Yuki extended his hand to Tomochika, suggesting their meeting might be fate, and asked her to be his lover. His guards displayed displeasure instantly, surprising Tomochika. Yuki added that he didn't accept men, but since they were classmates, she could be his slave. This overly confident attitude from Yuki did not amuse, and Yojiri didn't sense a murderous intent. Tomochika questioned why Yuki was so self-assured, and he explained that he belonged to the Dominator class, the strongest class capable of dominating weaker beings. It was the first time Tomochika encountered a being as powerful as Yuki. Tomochika reminded Yuki to practice, as the other sage candidates were training in the beginning forest. However, Yuki misunderstood, thinking that Tomochika was interested in him. He then shared his story. After completing their first mission, Haruto approached him and offered advice. Haruto, being a class consultant with the ability to analyze other classes and provide guidance, was tasked with helping solve issues. According to Haruto, Dominator classes like Yuki were avoided by other children, and now wasn't the time to conflict. If no one became a sage, everyone would become livestock. Yuki's initial strategy was to buy many level 1 slaves at the cheapest price. When these slaves fought, the defeated opponents could become slaves, helping him level up. However, this ability wasn't mentioned in Yuki's description. Haruto explained that knowing hidden effects was a consultant's skill. Yuki asked why Haruto was telling him this, and Haruto stated that diverse methods were needed to produce sages. Otherwise, it would be suicide if everyone acted the same way. Haruto advised those promising to increase success chances. That was his survival strategy. Currently, Yuki's subordinates and levels were increasing, and his strength continued to grow. Yuki offered Tomochika to join him, but she immediately declined. Yuki asked her to think about it and then left with his guards. Despite Tomochika's frustration with Yuki, Yojiri suggested she ignore him. Yojiri even mentioned that Tomochika might be safer as Yuki's ally than with him. Tomochika got angry and Yojiri apologized. Meanwhile, Sage Lane observed the dark aggressor walking in the forest, realizing it was not an opponent to be taken lightly. Back in the room, Tomochika asked Mokomoko how long this would continue. It had been 3 days. Mokomoko replied it would last until Yojiri woke up. Tomochika asked Mokomoko to wake Yojiri in the adjacent room, but Mokomoko hesitated, fearing the unknown consequences. Feeling bored, Tomochika expressed her desire to go out. Suddenly, she saw commotion outside the hotel building through the room's window. It turned out that the commotion was caused by Masayuki, who was the leader of the Immortal Army and a subordinate of Sage Lane. The Immortal Army was recruiting members, and anyone shot and killed would become a level 3 zombie. Mokomoko detected the scent of death from the incident. Tomochika abandoned her plan to go out of the hotel and opted to stay in the luxurious and comfortable setting. Mokomoko mentioned that they couldn't stay in the same place for too long. She suddenly felt that an unseen enemy was observing Tomochika. Tomochika called Yojiri to wake him up, relying on him in this critical situation. Yojiri, in the midst of a pleasant dream, woke up to the ringing phone. After Tomochika informed Yojiri about the unseen enemy, he quickly left the room. Initially, he saw nothing, but then he closed his eyes and used his power, sensing the killing intent from the invisible enemy. He killed the enemy, and instantly, the lifeless body became visible. Yojiri entered Tomochika's room, telling her that the killer's intent was directed at her. Yojiri called the hotel staff, reporting a collapsed woman in the 5th floor corridor. He made the call to avoid suspicion as he passed through the hallway without seeing the body. Meanwhile, Yuki lost signals from Erika, and suddenly, monsters appeared. Tomochika recognized Erika's lifeless body, the guard from Yuki. It was a dangerous situation, akin to challenging Yuki. Yojiri suggested they leave. Although Yojiri thought Tomochika was handling the situation calmly, she was, in reality, scared but probably accustomed to such events. Mokomoko reminded her that humans would eventually die, and as a martial arts expert's daughter, she shouldn't be shaken by this incident. The monster approaching Yuki was a 100th floor monster. It attacked Yuki, but Yuki defeated it, exploding it and offering a slave contract. Stephanie healed the monster with her power. Yuki ordered the monster to the ground floor while recruiting more companions. Yuki inquired about Erika from Euphemia, who had been on guard duty at the hotel. Yuki checked Erika's memories, but there was no clarity. Perhaps Erika was attacked from behind. However, it was difficult to imagine an assassin like Erika being attacked from behind. Yuki questioned why Erika was in the hotel corridor. Euphemia speculated that Erika wanted to please Yuki by bringing Tomochika or eliminate Tomochika because she wasn't suitable for Yuki. According to Yuki, a slave should not act against their master's interest. However, what each slave considered good might not align with their master's perspective. If Erika caused trouble, Tomochika could escape. Yuki asked Euphemia to instruct Riza and Chelsea to capture Tomochika. Meanwhile, Sage Lane attempted to attack the Dark Aggressor with his power. However, no matter how many times the aggressor was attacked, Lane still decayed upon contact. Fortunately, his regeneration ability was faster. However, the Dark Aggressor remained unharmed and continued walking towards the city. Tomochika and Yojiri hurriedly left the hotel. In the corridor, they were intercepted by Riza. She quickly froze them with her magic staff. Yuki ordered her to bring Tomochika, promising not to harm her if she obeyed. Instantly, Yojiri effortlessly destroyed the ice blocks. Tomochika thought the ice was fragile, but it was actually very cold and hard. Yojiri's power was capable of killing ice. Riza began summoning ice blocks again, but Yojiri swiftly made her staff disappear. He demonstrated to Riza that he could kill everything with just his thoughts, issuing a threat. Riza was a staff expert class, only able to use magic through her staff. Yojiri noticed that Riza had another staff hidden in her chest. He wondered how the staff could fit between her breasts. Yojiri also knew that Yuki had ordered her to bring Tomochika. He questioned the others who were surely given the same command. Suddenly, a creature appeared from the ceiling. Tomochika reflexively defeated the creature. Yojiri was surprised by Tomochika's ability, and Mokomoko was pleased to see Denura's technical talent awaken in Tomochika. It turned out that the defeated creature was a puppet, and quickly, many more appeared. Seeing Riza attempting to attack, Yojiri swiftly eliminated her. Chelsea controlled the puppets, instructing them to harm Tomochika. With a blink of Yojiri's eyes, all of Chelsea's puppets died instantly. Yojiri and Tomochika opened the door, finding Chelsea on the stairs. Chelsea pleaded with them not to harm her, and Tomochika felt that she and Yojiri were perceived as villains. Yuki, along with his two guards, strategized on how to face Yojiri, especially considering Yojiri's power to kill anything with his thoughts. Yuki had to be cautious. Suddenly, Yojiri and Tomochika were confronted by hundreds of flying cockroaches. Yuki observed Tomochika and Yojiri through his insect subordinates. Tomochika asked Yojiri to deal with George, the nickname for the cockroaches. However, if these Georges were annihilated, all the cockroaches would fall on their heads. On the other hand, this many cockroaches could potentially kill humans. Tomochika was furious at Yuki's actions. Mokomoko said that if this continued, all creatures in the world would become enemies. Yuki planned to make the cockroaches chase them. However, Euphemia reminded Yuki not to confront unknown forces. Yuki refused to retreat, as he believed this was not the action of a dominator. He would kill Yagiri. Yuki then controlled the cockroaches to kill Yagiri. Tomochika noticed the cockroaches behaving strangely, and Yojiri sensed the killing intent. Yajiri decided to kill Yuki if he was the mastermind. He sensed the source of the killing intent and found it emanating from Yuki. Yojiri remotely killed Yuki. Yuki collapsed instantly, surprising his two guards. Yojiri's ability never failed, remaining effective even without knowing the target's location. If their side could reach Yajiri, then Yajiri could do the same. The cockroaches were still active, but they were free after Yuki's death. Stephanie tried repeatedly to heal Yuki, but failed since he was already dead. They were free from Yuki's control, and Euphemia ascended the stairs towards the light. When she arrived, she saw a vast field and the dark aggressor walking. Sage Lane approached her and made Euphemia part of his family. Yajiri and Tomochika continued their journey to the capital, but their steps suddenly halted because there were numerous zombies from the Eternal Force outside.